Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Okay, so I'll be showing you how to make a beautiful trouser pocket and also the zipper. Okay, that's the flab, the crunch length. But let's get over to our pocket. I'll show you how I measured to get that slanted side for my pocket. So I used length 7, the pocket length. Not really the pocket, I think just more like the curve for the pocket. Then the distance, I used 2.5 inches. You must subtract from the side of the trouser. So I subtracted 2.5. You can make use of 2 inches. So you go ahead and cut the pocket. This is how your pocket will look like. A distance of 14, which you fold into 2. Then length of 10. So the width of the pocket should be 14, and when you fold into 2, it will be 7. You place the trouser on the pocket. So I'm trimming out the hard stain I added to the back side of the pocket. To make it firm, please always ensure you add gum stain. So you trim out the upper parts of the pocket so it would follow the same shape with the trouser itself. If you notice, I did not add the both sides of the pocket, just one side. Look carefully, then you go ahead and stitch that curve. Turn it the other way around and stitch it. Okay, thank you. So when I was stitching from down to up, I realized the pocket went above the length of the trouser, which is not supposed to be. The pocket is supposed to align with the same length on the waist. So I had to start my sewing from the waist part of the trouser down to where you have your pocket curve. Please always remember to add your gum stain to the side of your pocket. Very, very necessary. Please. It makes your side pocket look very beautiful. I can assure you to definitely look cute and firm. I went ahead to notch it so the side pocket would rest and trim the excess if there is any. Then you press it down, more like top stitching it from the inside. Please don't top stitch the front part of the trouser. If you look carefully, I top stitched the pocket side so it would rest and go inwards without protruding out. Nothing as bad as you're doing your pocket and the inner part of the cloth is coming out. No, see, do you see it looks neat? Because I mashed the inner part of my stitch to make it neat and firm. So you have to pin it to be in position. Then you match the top part, the top line of your waist together with the pocket so it doesn't change position or go out of place. Okay, and you do the same thing for the down part of your pocket. you, you stitch it, just a little bit of stitch, just small, so they'll both stay in position. Now take a look at this part. This is how the inside of your trouser would look like. So you have to sew the bottom part of the pocket. I notched it. You have to notch a small point that will help you like turn it from the inside. And I placed my hand inside, turn it inwards, or rather outwards, to stitch it round. Take note when you're stitching it, you're giving it that curve. Because initially when I was cutting the pocket, I did not give it the curve. I usually like curving my pocket whenever I attach it to the trouser and I'm stitching. I don't like cutting that curve on ground. So now I've given it that curve, I'm going to trim it out. Looking beautiful. Do you see? So you go ahead and iron it. This is how the inner part of your trouser will be looking like. Alright, so I want to show you now how to do your zipper flyer for the front part of your trouser. This is the crunch part of my trouser. Now take a look at this. You're going to stitch. Definitely when attaching, the small size of zip is usually like 8 to 9. So you measure to like 6. Give a distance of 6. Do you see? Then you start your stitches from that point you marked. You stitch down following the curve of your crunch. Okay, so now that you've done that, get your zinc and also more like a small piece of a material also, which is about I think 7, let's just say 9 inches long. So I notched that part, that place I measured, which is a 6 inches length. Here I started my stitch. Now this thing, I measured about 9 inches length and added gum stain to the midpoints, folded into 2. You see, I used 9. At least it should be longer than the 6 and distance of 2. Although I cut 4 inches and folded it, it will definitely give you 2 inches. 4 inches wide, you fold into 2, then the length of this flab will be 9. So you place it under and place your zip on top. Open it so it will be easy for you to attach. Please, when you're about to do this part, you can pin it down so it doesn't move out of place when you're stitching. To stay in position. Okay, so you stitch down. Stitch it down and stop at the last point where you marked your 6 earlier on at the beginning. You follow. Okay, now this is one side of the zip, so you have to also create for the second side. Now for this part you don't need to fold, just get a length of the same 9 inches and distance of just 2.5, and ensure you add gum stain. I always lay emphasis on adding your, either you call it hard stain, gum stain, a soft stain. Just ensure you put something extra, more like in these categories I just mentioned, to make it firm while attaching it to your zipper. Then you sew like less than half an inch. Other side now, to that point where you notched your 6 inches at the beginning of this zipper. Okay, you see, then I'll go ahead and top stitch so it would rest properly and it won't bulge out from the trouser zipper. Okay, okay, we're not done yet. It still has another process, but we are making progress. Alright, so the next thing you do, you take it inside. Do you see? Then please you match your zip. Please don't match the zip together with the trouser itself. No, separately. You match the zip on this flyer, which is about 2.5 inches wide. Just match it like a straight line, just to hold the zip in position, to give you a neater job. Okay, alright, now this is how it's looking. Cute, right? Yeah. Alright, now the next thing you do, just mark 1 inch or 1.5, because you know heavy trouser at the zipper part has a curve at the left side or right side. Any of the sides you decide to place that curve, or I choose to do mine on this side of my trouser, so I'm marking it so I'll get a neat curve downwards. So you match it down just about 1 inch distance or 1.5. Right, you have to do this part slowly so it will be neat. If you don't make a mistake carefully, you'll still arrive there. Slowly. Then zipper length. Initially we used 6 inches for the zip length, but the flab I attached was about 9, so we still have excess. So just stitch this section. The purpose for this is so the inner, like whatever they wear inside, more like the underwear or whatever, doesn't really show. So you have to like lock this part from the inside. Then you trim the excess. See, to trim it out. So that part will be neat and it won't bulge. Okay, so we're done on how to make